Hi teacher, this is a presentation of my proposal for Piazza di Cestello. First I will begin with the site analysis. Here we can see that the Piazza di Cestello is located next to a river, and this is important for the project because it will include the embankment. Here are some of the sketches. Here is the site plan and also perspective section and perspective views from the site. Now we have some pictures of the existing conditions of the site. Here's how the floor is damaged, the barriers that are right now on the piazza, the height of the buildings, like the church that is next to the piazza, and the vegetation, what type of vegetation we have here. And this is very important because in my project, the proposal, you can see that the floor will be changed, the barriers will have a different use, and the vegetation as well will be changed. In the left side, we can see the vegetation, how many trees we have on the site right now, and the landmarks, that is the church. In here, we can see that the vegetation could be also used as a barrier, separating the street from the area we can work on. Here we can see the accessibilities and barriers. As I say, the vegetation will be a barrier because it's separating the street and the piazza, and also the chains for the parking lot and the chains for the church will be considered barriers. In both diagrams, we can see that there is a notable difference between the amount of space allowed for cars than the amount for pedestrians. Also, that the parking lot is the point where is the most wasted area for pedestrians. So, formal and informal uses. The formal ones are the parking areas, the cultural buildings, the restaurants, and the commercials. Then the informal uses will be jumping in the river from the embankment and people jumping the change and not respecting them. Here are some of the historical notes. We can see how it changed from the beginning, how the crops, the blocks, the streets, how we had before bigger streets and more pedestrian area. Also how the embankment area wasn't built before until the 1783. And now we can see how the buildings and street areas are defined, and the amount of buildings have a notable growth. In conclusion, we have the opportunities, which are reducing the barriers, will bring to the area visual clarity for users, also that is easy to access the piazza, and there is a big area of opportunities for activities like river activities, a place for gathering, place to sit down. A safer river access can be also designed, like in the area of the embankment. On the constraints, we have that the parking lot interrupts the view of the piazza, the amount of cars and the change. Also that there is a lack of vegetation. There are only 5 trees in the site, and we have a damaged floor. Now, from all the information gathered by the site analysis, here is the public space design proposal for Piazza di Cestello. For the development of the form, the project was shaped after experimenting with different possible paths of crossing the piazza. This is how the pathways were created and also how the elements of the projects were located. This is how the project will look from a far and top view of the site. The project consists on the design of 9 ramps that are creating pathways for people to cross over them or choose to walk around them. The wide space of the site allows to have these soft and not too high ramps, and this is helping to make it enjoyable for pedestrians to walk through them and also for bike users to ride over them. In this section, we can appreciate how the restaurants will have an open view to the river. For the materials in this project, the concrete was used to create the paths of the users. Then the deck. This wood material is very friendly for pedestrians as well for bike users, and this is for the ramps. And finally, the crossed brick. This is more of a decorative element. For the embankment and the street connection, there are two more ramps in the embankment, and these are for people to sit down or just lay down and enjoy the view of the river. And the access to this embankment is much safer. Also, it has a street connection. It has concrete on the floor of the street, and this is for drivers to notice that there is something different in this area. Finally, to conclude my presentation, here is a photo montage, and here we can see the ramps and a few people crossing them, as well as a bike user. We can also see how the new vegetation has been implemented, and how this is creating a comfortable shadow. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.